everyone, this is Persephone and today I'm starting a new playlist related to coming called The Cam Scam. The reason why I decided to start this is because I'm going to tell you as the only channel with actual real useful information about coming, what you need to do to keep yourself safe and make a lot of money. And we're going to talk about various misconceptions that every other lying cam girl in the industry promotes. I say that having watched 99% of advice out there, it's made to doom you. It's made to make you fail, endanger you and get rid of you because those women think that it's better to get rid of competition before it even starts getting ahead. So today, we're going to talk about something that I think and laugh when I'm on my own. The coming is so amazing because I make my own hours. Oh my god, girl boss. Grow your empire, queen. Get rid of the rat race. Oh yeah. Before we start, a little bit about myself. Before I started more into coming, I had 24 vanilla jobs. I have a college degree. Some of these jobs required a degree, some of them did not. And my latest job was something that almost caused me to die. It had 16-hour shifts, which I was actually soldiering through. But the thing that almost gave me a mental breakdown was the forced workplace bonding culture. It was the fact that after the 16 hours, the same terrible colleagues that they were mainly people that I wouldn't even spit on their direction if we weren't forced to work together. They wanted to go for drinks. I'm not drinking. They wanted to go eat junk food. I don't eat junk food. And they wanted to hang out in the weekend. So bye-bye to my real friends. Bye-bye to my hobbies. Bye-bye to any sense of individuality. We're talking about people so boring that they would say to me, if I don't go to work, I have nothing to do at home. They had 3 modes, like NPCs, non-playing characters. If you are into video games, if you're not, ignore me. Mode 1, working. Mode 2, eating, drinking. Mode 3, watching a movie. Like, rinse, repeat, that's about it. They have no personality. You would say now, if you're a person disconnected from the current capitalist dystopia, why don't you just say no? Why don't you set a boundary? I tried. I told them that, I cannot participate every weekend because I'm also a writer. I want to write, I want to go to the gym. That was pre-COVID. I want to see the few people who tolerate me as a friend in real life and so on. That resulted in extreme bullying, isolation in the workplace, documents were missing, appointments were quote-unquote forgotten, they didn't include me, and extreme abuse and I almost got fired. And at that point, my autoimmune problems had started to flare up to the point that I needed 20 medications to get through the day. Immunosuppressants, I was taking it. Painkillers, I was taking it. Antihistamines, I was taking it. If you can think of it and you have any knowledge about medicine and drugs, I was probably taking it. I had tried to ask help from my husband at that time. He didn't give a shit. He told me pretty much this is just how it is. The most useful advice that people give you, you're autistic, so you have to power through. So when I started coming and I read all of that crap about making your own hours, I was understandably extremely excited. I was thinking, finally, I can get up anytime I want, I can hop on cam anytime I want, and I can make money, and I don't have to see Braden, Caden, and Zayden from their Water Heights talking about football and demand of me to participate at 8 a.m. in the morning, or I don't know, Karina and Sabrina who want me to go window shopping with them in the 2 hours that I have in my week to write. Well, that didn't age well. What happened was that, yes, the first 3 months, we're talking about 2017 times now, like coming has changed a bit now, but this is a problem that you are going to have. So we're going to talk about it before it appears so you can prevent it. The first 2 or 3 months when it was like crickets in my show and no one knew me, I could actually do it anytime I wanted. I could just get up, shower, eat breakfast, get ready, exercise, whatever, and then go on. After that, you're going to start attracting cancerous people and people with no life and people who are narcissists and seeing you as their own personal robot / e-girlfriend / online entertainment. They are going to start saying, when are you going to be online? When are you going to be online? You need a cam schedule, you need a cam schedule. As a person raised by narcissists and as a person who used to have very poor boundaries, and also as someone misinformed because I read all the cam advice, the stupid shit that we're going to end in this channel, I caved in and I said, okay, everyone tells me I need a cam schedule, so let's get one. That is the first regression back to the rat race mentality. You're saying, let's say, I'm going to come from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. every day. Random example. That wasn't my schedule, but random example. So all of a sudden, you start having something imposed on you and you start having specific hours where you work. Of course, you're going to say, what kind of brain and ball advice is this? What's wrong with it? If you are one of the people who actually don't mind that, then please ignore me. But for me, that was a crucial regression because I hate all kinds of schedules and all kinds of authorities, so the make your own hours was removed from me. But okay, someone, let's say it's only 5 hours, other people work construction, other people actually risk their lives, stop being this white entitled person and go to the camp schedule. You go and you do the camp schedule. Problem number one. Soon, you start realizing that during the camp schedule, you see the same people every day. And because you see the same people every day and they're not actually millionaires, no matter what all of those traveling escorts are trying to convince you when they try to trick the IRS, soon the same people run out of money. So they cannot tip you every day, even if they wanted to. The second problem is that they see you every day, so you lose your mystery, you become a commodity, and they get entitled, and they get overly friendly with you, and you have this bunch of freeloaders in your room that they feel entitled to chatting you up, and they actually scare new people who come into your room. You have to understand that for a lot of men who are into coming, they are timid beta men. So if they will walk into your virtual room and you're already having a conversation with other men, they're not going to interrupt, they're not going to butt in, they're not going to do that, because if they were able to do that, they would have a girlfriend in real life. So not only these same people that they are abiding to your camp schedule don't pay you enough, they also drive other potential customers away. But hey, you already committed to having a camp schedule, so now what? Yours truly, I said I'm going to solve this problem by starting to come more hours or starting to come different hours. So on top of the camp schedule, I said I'm going to go on camera every time I have a 2-hour break or 1-hour break from all the other stuff I do in real life, which is again OnlyFans, studying, working out, YouTube, a lot of stuff. So all of a sudden, although originally my goal was to work for 4 or 5 hours, it soon hopped up to 8. And indeed, when I started doing a show at different hours, I started meeting different people and I started making more money. Then I started meeting more toxic people, and because I now had several different clients at several different time zones, every time I would log in, I would be bombarded with questions of where are you, why aren't you live, why did you leave so soon, I just came, please stay more, and so on. Following the same mindset, and because again I had poor boundaries, and again a bunch of vipers, come get vipers, I'm not going to name anyone, but I have a lot of hatred towards these people, because if you don't want to help me, at least don't destroy me with bad advice. They told me that I need to keep in constant touch with my fans, because you know it's a competitive industry, the fans should be able to get you, so get an Instagram, get a Google Hangouts, get a YouTube, get this, get that. And when I wasn't live, I was bombarded all hours, at all times, every day, with messages saying, I missed you, I think about you, when are you going to be live, why are you live, why weren't you live long enough, what is going to happen now, please date me, please, what do you want me to do? And 99% of these messages are time wasting. And because the boundaries have already been lost, if you try to say to these people, start paying me to chat with you, they're not going to do it. So long story short, because I don't want to make this video too long, these videos with advice have to be short, what happened is that I woke up one day and I realized that I had worked 16 hours the day before, the exact same as in my vanilla job that almost killed me. I didn't shower and I didn't eat because I didn't have time, because I had so many customs to film, which is another disease, the customs, that we're going to talk in another video. And I also felt overwhelmed and suffocated, and I had no time for myself. So I realized that I was in the vanilla world and I was in the spicy world, and I had recreated the exact same abuse for myself that I tried to escape from. But now I had also created the stigma, I had also created the double life, I had also created the stalkers, and I wasn't really making that much more money. Because my late grandmother, who was a very wise person, she told me, even if you go wash dishes and even if you go flip burgers, if you do it 16 hours straight, you will be making money, which is true. The problem is, why would you abuse yourself like that? There are easier ways to make money and more healthy for you. So, long story short, the advice from this video is that You can make your own hours if you have iron fist boundaries ever since the beginning, and if you say some specific lies that I'm going to talk to you, that yes, you should be lying to these people, they're not your friends, they're not your fans, the majority of them are narcissists, stalkers, dysfunctional men who can't get any woman in real life, and there is a good reason for that. That being said, I don't want to hate anyone. I believe it's better to develop a professionalism mindset and a detached mindset, in a sense of you're providing a service. It's a job, it pays your bills, you get up, you do it, and then you go on with your day. That is going to leave your sanity intact, and it's going to prevent you from feeling sorry for them, feeling angry at them, feeling codependent on them, and a bunch of other things that are going to induce mental illness. So, before you even start coming, before even your first cam show, you're going to have to create an identity that you're going to stick with it. That could be you're either studying something or you're either working on a job. Those are the only two lies out of the many, many, many lies that I tried that people will not say anything against unless they're really toxic. And if they're really toxic, it's a very small minority and you just ignore them. So in your first show, when people ask you what you're doing, you can say, you know, I come when I'm not at school, or I'm coming when I'm not at my vanilla job. I'm not going to say more details, you tell them, because it's the internet, for safety, to not be doxxed, okay, to not have your personal information leaked. After that, you are actually going to set up a mental, not exactly calm schedule, but you can say to yourself, I'm mostly going to come in the evenings, I'm mostly going to come in the mornings, whatever works for you. If you are a parent, whatever works when it comes to taking care of your kid too. The rest of the time, when you are in your college or when you are in your school, you don't respond to messages because you don't want your job to see you and fire you, and you don't want your school to see you and you're going to get in trouble. So this is the way that you're going to be on cam. You're going to do whatever you want to do in these hours, get the money, and then the school hours or the work hours are the hours that they're going to be completely for yourself and maintaining your sanity. And whoever doesn't like it, the door is right there. I'm saying this to you because if you go through the rabbit hole that I went, you're going to end up being harassed 24/7 by crazy stalkers, by people who are freeloaders, by people with dependent personality disorder who are looking for a host to attach to. And once you have no boundaries between me time, self-care time, and professional time, it's a matter of time until your burnout begins. We're not machines. And coming has insane amounts of emotional labor that I have to expand and explain in different videos. And you cannot be doing emotional labor for anyone 24/7. You're going to end up with caretaker burnout and several other burnout types, and you're going to be abusive. I take responsibility. I became a reactive abuser, and I spoke very harshly to several people who harassed me that I now regret, because I see it was my poor decisions that led me to this choice. And because at the end of the day, I don't want to sound like a communist or something, but it is capitalism, and there are going to be people who are going to encourage you and groom you to push yourself more and more and more for them, when this is supposedly a job where we do it mainly to have some small window for self-care, and that self-care window is going to be taken away. They're not going to give it to you. Also, if you make the mistake to say that you want to see your real life friends, so you don't want to respond to messages, or you want to see your boyfriend, or you just want to go out on a date, or you just want to sit down and, I don't know, do your hobby, they're still going to be jealous. Because a lot of them are so narcissistic that they feel that they want to be number one in your life, the same way you would be obsessed with a guy you have a crush on. So when you say something that is desexualized, like school or work, they understand. And there are going to be a few people who will not understand, but screw them. If someone is so crazy that he says, no, I want you to risk your job to respond to me, even if you are at work, then you can say to this person, you know, here is my texting package on many vids, charge it for $200 and say to him, buy it and we can text for $200 extra per month. If you want to make an exception because you're in a very bad financial situation and let this person insert themselves like a used butt plug into your personal life, they'd better pay you a very good amount of money for it. So to end this video, making your own hours is a total crap. If you want to have even a shot at doing that, you have to go prepared. And if you're watching me right now and you're saying, shit, I've done all the mistakes it talks about and the boundaries have been lost, there is never too late of a time to go back to school or to get a new job and rebrand yourself. Some creeps will leave, new creeps will come in. There is no shortage of creeps, and for a job like ours, the pandemic is actually a blessing because these creeps are online and eventually they will come back. I have been pretty terrible to many people, and there's not even a single sub that I dismissed and he didn't come back, or a single fan that I dismissed and he didn't come back years later. I had a person coming back after 5 years recently. Do you know why? Because they're so toxic, no one can tolerate them. So don't be afraid to lose people. We are doing everything we can to prevent that, but if someone becomes a liability and if he starts challenging your mental or emotional health, it's time to say bye-bye, safe trip back to the basement. I hope this helped. I'm going to be updating and uploading a lot of videos about coming because I want to help people and because I'm so sick of seeing the same 5 people and the same 5 blogs regurgitating fake crap that are going to make you fail. And because also, same time, I get so many questions, especially on Facebook for some reason, for women asking, I want to do what you do. Even if you want to do OnlyFans, if you don't have a fan base already, you have to do OnlyFans and combine it with coming until you build a fan base, and then you can ditch coming if you don't like it. But coming is an essential part of it, having an online presence. So you can watch these videos, keep whatever works for you, and ignore the rest and decide your own career and your own path, okay? Thank you for watching.